Again, my name is Chef Christopher Cherry. I'm a graduate of L'Ecole Culinaire in 2013. And while I was in school, I had started doing catering because before I came to L'Ecole, I was working for catering companies and in the food industry for years. And I've been an executive chef at restaurants, and I always, as the chef Buchanan said, it has to be a passion and a love. And while I was a student here, I used to always give tours of the school and have to talk about the school. And I would always tell anyone who was looking to come here or just interested in it that you have to have that love and passion for it, because when you go through your daily personal life, when you come into the schoolhouse or your business, you have to pretty much let it go and just think about that love or that passion of that technique and that skill that you have to get you through your day. Because when you come into school or when you go into your business to open up that day, no matter what went on that night before or on your way to your business or your job, you have to get your mind right to get focused on what you're trying to accomplish. And if you love it and it's a passion, you can get over whatever the issues are. And once you get working and focused and your mise en place together, as he said, all that's going to be out of the window, and you're going to be using that as a stress reliever. And if you love something, it's a passion, it's a stress reliever for you because it's your sanctuary. And again, I started my culinary journey years ago just through helping my grandmother in the kitchen, and that kind of molded me to be who I am now. But I started a Pinch of Sugar catering several years ago, and I dedicated that to my wife, and just been moving forward because I love and had a passion for food, and I wanted to provide for my family and leave them something. And pretty much everyone on this panel I know, and the speakers, and a lot of the host guests, and some of the people in the audience. But that's enough about me. I have to pass the mic. Again, I'm Chef Cherry, Pinch of Sugar Catering, and I have cards, and I will talk to you guys later.
Hello, I'm Pamela Heels. I'm the owner of Makita's Homemade Butter Cookies. This is my husband here. And I want to thank God for this opportunity to sit here and speak with you, mainly because everyone before us has told you all how to start a business, how to do the book, the textbook way. Well, we didn't do the textbook way. And so I just would like to share with you a little bit about our history. Makita's Homemade Butter Cookies was founded in 1999. It was named to honor my niece who passed away from leukemia in 1997. And I know everyone here thinks that it's it was my idea to do the cookies, but it wasn't. I'm Makita, they call me Makita's, but my name is Pamela. This is the visionary. He thought of the business. He came up with the idea because he loved the cookies that they used to sell in the public school, the butter cookies. And they are the cookies that we have in the Kroger and the different stores, and they are our #1 selling cookie. Well, when he started the business, first we did a test market. He went and bought a mixer and started making cookie dough, had his brother to help him make the cookie dough. They got the recipe from his grandmother, who passed away recently, but they got the recipe from her, and she used to work for the city school. So we started a test market with our co-workers at the Med, and it went pretty well, so he said, okay, let's open up. So we got a building and we opened it up, and we got inspected. The health department gave us a long list of things that we had to correct before we opened. But anyway, when we opened, he had his brother and our brother-in-law to help. Well, times got really rough, like 2 years into the business, and they all left. They went on to, work. Well, we were all working when we started, so that's how we really funded the business. We never got along. We didn't have knowledge, or we didn't have any business knowledge. We didn't have a business plan. We didn't have any of this. So we went about it the hard way, the wrong way. And now we're doing everything the right way. We're paying them taxes. You know, they're killing us with the taxes. We have had 100 on our health department score the last 6 times. So we're doing everything by the book and everything just to make sure we stay in business. And my husband here, he really had the passion for the business. He asked me to quit my job after everyone left and went on to do other things. He asked me to quit my job. Well, I was working at the Med, and I was, you know, making about maybe $20 an hour. This is back in '04. And so I say, is you crazy? You want me to quit my job to help you with some cookies? How are we gonna pay our bills? How can we, you know, go on? And so, well, I had to pray about it, and finally I decided to leave my job in 2004 to help him with the business. And since then, we are in 35 Kroger, we're in Super Low, we're in Cash Savers, we're everywhere. And we marketed the business. We market doing events and all kind of events. Cooper Young, African April, Germantown Fest. We'll be doing the culinary art. At the Pink Palace. We'll be under the culinary tent. Y'all should come out. Maybe you might want to get into that next year and maybe bake or cook something that you love. And I know some of you might have wanted me to talk about how I got in Kroger. Well, the first thing you do is get your product together. You find out what the nutritional facts are in there. You go over to Ridge Lake Boulevard. That's where the Kroger Corporation is here in Memphis. You go over there and you know, you present your product to see if it's something that they will accept. Then you can get your barcode, which is the GS1, which is the barcode company that Kroger will accept. I don't know, some of the other places may accept another kind of barcode, but I know it has to be GS1 for Kroger. They have to have that. And just make sure your packaging is pretty, you know, presentable. And I think that's it as far as getting into Kroger. But once you're in Kroger, everybody else would accept you, no problem. You're in Kroger, they know you got everything together, and once you're in there, you can get into the rest of the grocery stores.
So product positioning is one of the best ways to market your product. And I had a conversation with Ms. Tracy Buckley at over some lunch, and she was telling me some very interesting ways that you can innovatively market your product. Tracy, can you tell us a little bit about what you found that works?
And you're at Miss Peggy's. So
Yeah,
Makita's Cookies is in Miss Peggy's.
Yeah, I'm at Miss Peggy's too. Mondays.
We did bring cookies, by the way.
Yes.
They're over there by the door.
I don't need a mic. I'm loud. I don't need a mic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So Leslie is right. There are quite a few innovative ways, and I'll just say that Cynthia and Venetia and I with Communities Unlimited, we work really closely together through what is called the CDFI Network. And if you guys want to jot down a website, it's cdfimemphis.org. You will be able to access all of the 7 CDFIs within Memphis. CDFI is a community development financial institution. And what they are is they are non-traditional lenders that are going to help you get started. Let's say if you don't fit inside the bank's box. Maybe you're a startup, maybe you don't have historical...
It's the second page of your handout as well.
Okay, yeah, maybe you don't have historical cash flow, but these particular organizations are mission-driven to go and help small businesses. A lot of our loans range anywhere from $1,500. Some of us go up to $7 million. It just depends on what the need is. But once again, the address is cdfimemphis.org. So some really cool ways that I thought to help out in the food sector, because everybody likes food, everybody wants to try different food, and food trucks have become all of the rage. So outside of a food truck, you have things like supper clubs, where the chef can actually go into somebody's house or a rooftop. It's a very intimate setting. You invite your friends. So let's just say I want to have Chef Cherry and Miss Pamela come over to my house, and I want to have a dinner party for 20 people. Well, I'm going to hire them, and I'm going to charge some of my friends, you know, $5, or maybe I charge them nothing, and I just want to enjoy good food and, you know, and hang out with my friends. So those are cool ways for chefs that are either just getting started or want to get visibility. They can come in and host a supper club. There's pop-up dining, and if you guys are familiar with Mem Shop, pop-up has some of their opportunities with the restaurants, but it allows the chefs, whether they're aspiring or they're already out there, to kind of go in and activate a space, but also not have to deal with those typical constraints of a brick and mortar. So it's just a pop-up, so it's for a limited amount of time. Something else that's kind of catching on is restaurant in restaurant. And this is where you're going to go into another chef's restaurant. You might have a spot in there, or maybe you have a particular day that you come in and you host your meals. But now this is permanent income for that chef, but it also helps you gain visibility. And that is really important. So with visibility, I actually wrote it down. Ms. Bean talked about it. So as a new chef, you have to have collateral. You're trying to get a small loan. This visibility is important. If your product is in Kroger, it's in Cash Saver, your banker is going to say, wow, you know, I've seen your product here. You know, maybe you have a contract with the school systems. Maybe you have your product is in a restaurant, Folks Folly, Miss Cordelia's, Blue, just different restaurants. Well, that can be somewhat of your collateral. So that is also a way to think about it, is, hey, you know what, if I'm doing pop-up dining, pop-up restaurants, I'm doing supper clubs, people are going to know who I am. And now I'm gaining traction within the industry. So that helps if, you know, you don't have a lot of collateral to put down, or you may not have a whole lot of cash, but people know your product. Or maybe you're, in a certain instance, maybe your mentor might have been Art Cecil. If you guys know Art, he's huge in the industry. Names hold a lot of weight in the city. So just think about that as you gain and you get out and you're bootstrapping and you are doing all of these small events. People are watching, and that helps a lot. But also, what was really cool is everybody knows about food trucks, but something else that's kind of catching on is beer and wine events. Wiseacre is really big about this. They pair small food vendors with different beers that come out. So maybe you have an Oktoberfest or an IPA or a Tiny Bomb. Well, now you want to figure out, well, what tastes really good with this? And so maybe they're going to call you. I know that Gourmet Food Truck does a lot of their stuff. Jarrett Richmond, he does different cupcakes with different beer. Or maybe you have a Food Geek doing some stuff with High Cotton. They just work really well, and once again, you gain traction because now you're at these events and you're doing wine pairing. They're paying you to come out, or maybe they're not paying you, but you have so many people that are coming, you know people are going to eat there. Maybe you're a specific food vendor. They only have 2 trucks that come out, but they have a turnout of 1,000 people. People drink, whether it's wine, beer, soda, people drink, they're going to want to eat. They're going to hang out with their friends. This is another innovative way to gain momentum for your business. Something else that actually I was kind of talked about with a friend is called Dish Crawl. Yes. And it's huge in Atlanta. We don't really have a presence here, but I made a few notes. So Dish Crawl is really more of a dining experience where food lovers are personally guided through 3 to 4 restaurants. So maybe it's like a hop-on. And, you know, Dish Crawl has a website, dishcrawl.com. They have a minimum requirement of 10 people, but they go up to 500. So they accommodate 10 to 500. But then maybe you have restaurants like the Golden Ticket Tour. If you guys are chamber members, you know that they are able to go to different little ideas, different businesses in the city. But now think of it as, this is a golden ticket for my restaurant to really get on the map through a dish crawl. You know, I'm going to have my appetizer at this one place, and then I'm going to go down a couple of miles, and I'm going to get my entree, and then I'm going to go to a couple miles, and I'm going to get my dessert. And now you've tried 3 different restaurants, you have 3 different experiences, and it's all one night. So those are just a couple of really creative ways that you can kind of ramp up either visibility, ramp up your production, or ramp up just the momentum on your business. So.